Oh, hello, how are you?
Hi.
Now, the reason why I called this meeting, you're all fired.
Oh. It was going to happen sooner.
I'm going to rehire you, though. But don't worry, it's at a much lower rate.
It's so funny to hear your voice, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. This looks awesome, by the way.
So, did you enjoy taking over the role?
It's terrible, awful, horrible. Of course, are you kidding me? I mean, there's a 12-year-old in me that's screaming. I feel like I'm doing a Wheaties commercial because they're like, the kid in me likes the frosted side, There is very much of a child that, is inside me that thinks about it. I used to rush home 4:30 every day to make sure that I watched Batman the Animated Series. And it didn't matter, honestly, what episode it was. I wanted to hear that intro theme, and I wanted to watch at the end credits, and say, okay, Kevin Conroy, that's Batman, and Mark Hamill, that's Luke Skywalker. It's got to be a different Mark Hamill. So this is a 25-year process of me wanting to do this, not just the Joker, but be an actor, and the Batman universe. That I was just telling Eric Holmes, our director, that was the first comic book I ever bought, was Batman Year 3, and it's crazy. I'm going through my on my iPad. I have a lot of digital comics now, and I was rereading Death in the Family. And so I get to the end of it, and it says, continue reading. Like, do you want to keep reading this series? I'm like, yeah, and I turn the page, and I'm face-to-face with something I haven't seen, since '89. And it was the cover of Batman Year 3, and I was like, oh my God, And especially for a moment like that to be happening 2 weeks from the time when this game is coming out, it was pretty cool. So I'm through the moon. To not even over it, through it, to be doing this role.
I have a question.
Sure.
Which interpretation of the Joker are you a fan of the most? Hamill, Nicholson?
I think that it's a really good way of putting it too, the interpretation of it, because it's not like we've done versions of the character. It's the same character, just showing you different sides, And I think that, first of all, it's one of the most complex, interesting, intriguing characters, not just villains, but characters in any visual medium. It wasn't a radio show, was it? It wasn't a Batman radio show. She has all the answers, by the way. Have you met Lisa Google? She's amazing. Jack Nicholson, when the first Batman movie came out, not the '66 Batman, but the Tim Burton, Michael Keaton Batman. When we saw Jack Nicholson, what an amazing version of that Joker. Before that, it was always just Cesar Romero. And then we have Jack Nicholson, and then we have Mark Hamill, who holds that mantle for 25 years. And then we have Heath Ledger, John DiMaggio, Kevin Michael Richardson, and Troy Baker. What am I going to do? What am I going to do that's new and fresh and, oh my God, I've never thought about that? Nothing, absolutely nothing. All I can do is simply honor the legacy of that character and show people the Joker. I don't have to dress it up in any way. It's already good. A friend of mine, funny story. A friend of mine, my wife has been starving herself for 6 months getting ready for our wedding. This is a year ago. All she wants is pasta. She's going to cheat. She's going to have pasta this one night. So she's been making the sauce all day long. And her friend comes by at the last minute and says, you know what really helps? Teaspoon of cinnamon. Dumps it into the sauce. Don't ever put cinnamon in pasta sauce. Absolutely ruined it. I don't want to be the cinnamon in the sauce. You know what I mean? I just want, it's good as it is. Just sometimes people just want something that's that good, so don't try to dress it up.
Thank you.
You were wondering where I was going with that, didn't you?
I was like,
Yeah.
so I felt so bad for her.
Just gonna shut this off.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
The most iconic part of the voice of Joker is the laugh.
Sure.
Everyone has their iconic laugh. So did you have to just sit there for days, just coming up with all kinds of different laughs, trying to just get your distinctive Joker laugh?
I didn't. But I will say that the laughing thing was something that I was the most scared about. I suck at laughing. There's some people that are so... Mark is brilliant at it. John DiMaggio is... he can just laugh for days. And it's just like this little... it's like a yodeler. It just drives me nuts. I actually got fired one time for a job because I couldn't laugh. And
Which
so
job?
Full Metal Alchemist. That was going to be the original Greed. First line ever of his appearance, 30 seconds of building maniacal laughter. And darling, let me tell you, it ended up sounding like a dolphin having an asthma attack. It was horrible. So immediately when I find out that this role's been offered to me, I'm like, no, thank you though. Check please. No, I'm scared because I don't. Again, it's a character that's so near and dear to me, and there's that insecure actor inside of me going, "How are you gonna laugh, bro?" And not just laugh a lot, laugh well, laugh good. And it was something that I really just had to. You can train all you want, but at the end of the day, there's some times when it's like, I just gotta sell it. I just gotta go and do it. And if that means that I cough and choke and lose my voice, and that's what you do. And that was my process. If anybody wants to know, was literally every laugh I gave was potentially the last laugh I was going to give for the day, or be able to speak for the rest of the day. So hopefully that commitment to it, I guess, is what shows up on October 25th.
Can you do your laugh?
I can try.
Want me to talk to us?
See what I did there? Can you do it? I think so.
Will you do it?
You want to hear it in the game?
I want to hear it right here. I don't want to
hear it in the
person.
game. Huh?
It's something to look forward to.
I like
You're
you.
giving us the chance to hear it in person.
Tin.
And you're going to make me hear it through
Are
my
you gonna
TV speakers.
Are you gonna come to the panel?
Yes.
Okay.
But
I was just checking what your
right now.
play is. Well, look at you! I won $1 million right now. This guy.
I'll try my best if you do the laugh for me.
I'll try my best too.
Yeah.
You give me the money. We'll talk. All right. Everyone, turn your cameras off right now. We're doing a little bit of business. All right. Questions?
No questions.
So,
In terms of your
Yeah.
research from the comics side
Yeah.
of the Joker, is there one that you pull from more than any other?
Killing Joke. Killing Joke, I think, was the most clear-cut vertical slice of who the Joker is that we've ever seen, and it's something that's very, very near. And it was actually one of the later books that I read. Arkham Asylum is just when I heard that they were making the game Arkham Asylum, I'm like, how? How do you make that game? It's the most dark, twisted story. Have you read it? Okay. Batman driving a shard of broken mirror through his hand just to keep himself from going crazy? You're gonna make a game about that? But I really have to say that the Killing Joke is even from the cover, that's Joker right there. Especially when you find out what that cover actually is. Like, oh, it's Joker with a camera. Yeah, but why? So that's something that I always kind of look back to and refer to a lot, actually, when we were doing this game. Just never losing sight of who that guy is.
Since this is a prequel, how would you describe the young Joker?
It's a fire hose that when you turn on just sprays, and it's powerful and it's got aggression and passion, but it's not focused. And the Joker that we see in the Killing Joke, in Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Batman the Animated Series even, is this honed, laser-focused version of the Joker. It's still the same amount of power. It's just been manipulated into a powerful beam of energy as opposed to this just...
In this version of the series, you think the Joker would be more sadistic since he's less controlled? Is that something that's...
I think the sadism is there always. It's just more... I don't know why I do the things I do, but I do them. I think that's more of the mentality, and just figure it out. It's someone who doesn't even understand himself yet.
Has he developed his hatred for Batman yet, or is he like playing with him?
Play the game. Play the game, my friend.
So, I have one thing to say to you and then the question. First off, Greg Miller and anus pubes?
Of course.
what? I'm sorry, the question.
I said Greg Miller and anus pubes.
Anus pubes.
Very important.
And yes.
And what do you do to get into the character of the Joker?
I think you have to understand him first. And, the second that I try to start, okay, what would Joker think? What would Joker do? What would you start trying to trick yourself into this performance? And I think Mickey Rourke actually had to put it best. He said, the dialogue is the last thing I worry myself with. Because if I understand who the character is and the script is written well, it should just flow. It should just fall out. And if it doesn't, we got a different problem. So getting into character, I think a lot of times can be very false. I think what you have to do is just simply understand the character. understand your story, and make sure that you know where you fit in that. Because I think a lot of times people try to make themselves, put themselves over here. It's like, no, man, I need you right here. Yeah, but this is way cooler. It's like, no, man, just be right here. This is where you fit best in the story. And the role that the Joker has in the Batman story is so critical, so important, that it doesn't have to be anything else. But again, it's like looking back and being very familiar with, the Arkham series and understanding, who that Joker was and how Mark was playing him, so that I have a really good, deep well to draw from. And then just being honest to the character, being truthful to the character.
One last question.
Sure. Cool.
You've been in two of the best games of the year. Last of Us. You blew me away with that one.
Thank you.
Bioshock.
Yeah.
Now you're in Batman.
Yeah.
What's it like going from blockbuster to blockbuster to blockbuster?
Boo-hoo! Man, you feel like you're on top of a wave and you're just waiting for it to come crashing into the shore. And fortunately it hasn't yet. And whatever it is that I'm doing is resonating within game developers. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with the fact that I really, really, really believe in this space. I really believe in this medium. I don't look at it as a stepping stone because I really want to do TV and film. I love this space so much, and I'll die for games because I believe that it's the most innovative medium that we have right now to tell stories and to be an experience. And I think the developers are excited about that. They want to be in partnership with someone like that. So I may not be the best actor, but I've been very, very fortunate enough to partner up with some really cool teams and create some really good content. And, we'll find out who thought, Bioshock or Last of Us, if those are contenders for Games of the Year. And we'll find out what people thought of this game October 25th. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much.
You got a handshake,
So
brother.
lovely to meet
Thank you
you.
so much.